We have here aloe vera, or otherwise called sabila in the Philippines, bitter gourd as ampalaya, parya in Ilocano, chives, winukutchay, mugwort or damo maria, or in Netherlands is byfoot, sunflower or marapait. That would be the five, though we have a lot of herbs that we know in the Philippines, this was the five that we have chosen because this was, we have used it. So as a impersonal. So so now we.
Yes, and of course, overall, we would like to talk about health and well-being. So it's because medicinal plants. So what we would like to basically focus on tonight is like, I mean, these five plants and what their uses are for health purposes or for healing purposes. Yeah. So we would like to start with the aloe vera, and I think we have here, of course, the expert in traditional medicine, which we'd like to start with Manang Yvonne. He has a lot to share about the aloe vera. Manang Yvonne?
Good evening. Thank you very much,
Evening.
Myra. I am not really an expert on medicinal plants because we did not learn this in medical school. I learned this only I uh, after I graduated and went into community medicine. So we learned this from botanists, from traditional healers in the community, and from the people themselves. Anyway, mine is aloe vera or sabila. And as they say, a photo or a picture speaks 1,000 words. So I placed it as my background for this IP talks. So we have sabila at home, and we took a photo of that, and that's my background now. Anyway, sabila is a fleshy herb, and its origins is from the Arabian Peninsula, and it has been also from China, but it has been cultivated in Africa and some other parts of the world, especially in the tropics and in places where the climate is arid. The part that is usually used is the that that fleshy stem and the sap. I remember it is only now that I have been using this, but not really during our childhood, because we learned that this is good for burns and also for wounds. So we have a plant. We usually have a plant at home, and when it's a first-degree burn from being scalded, or for example, there's a hot material from a hot pot from the stove where you burn your hand, then you can immediately get the sap and then cut the sap from the plant, cut a part of the plant and put the sap on that. And then the feeling usually for me is it has a cooling effect.
Yes.
So that's what I put there, and then you just rub it on. Aside from that, but that is usually only for first-degree burns. Second or third degree, then I think it's not. It's also useful, but eventually, if there is a bubble there that forms, then I don't think it's useful anymore. Anyway, aside from that, you also can use it for wounds. If you cut yourself, then you can get also the sap from the flesh and then put it on the wound. For the internal intake of the aloe vera, this has been researched on, I think, and if you see the stores, there are many drinks there where they place aloe vera. But I think the ones who have produced this have also studied it well, because there are some not really restrictions, but they say that some people may not be may have difficulties digesting the sap or the gel of the aloe vera. So it's mostly used for topically on the skin, and then also as ornaments. So that's it from me.
Nice. So have you ever used it also when you were back home, Manang Yvonne, for burns and how the
No, it's only now. Because I also
oh
learned that from when we were in the Philippines and we had this um, community-based health program, Chest Core, Community Health Education and Services in the Cordillera. We had a plant taxonomist, Leonard Co, the late Leonard Co, and we came out with a book, The Common Medicinal Plants of the Cordillera, and one of the things that he studied, he placed there was this sabila. That's where I learned the use of this plant. It is only now when we were in Europe that I saw this plant, especially this kind, because there are also some other kinds where you find the stems being very spread, but this is the one that is used. And this is the one we place at home. It's usually an indoor plant because if you place it outside in the winter, it dies. So it's better to use it outside, and also to have it inside. It is very accessible and easy to, just for example, if you burn yourself, you go to that plant, cut a part of the leaf, and then put that sap immediately.
Yeah, this
So,
is my mother's first rescuer. Everything, every skin irritation or yes, burn and wounds. This is my mother's rescuer. And also when the children are want some like mogo, the drink, then she is making that with the gel of the this aloe vera, because she have a lot of big plants, and then she put in the cup sugar, use it, and then it will like be what they call here bubble tea. It will become like that. And but of course the children only hear that I know that bubble tea, and it's like the sagunang tea. But my mother was making that for the children, and for as lang ay nga pang ay-ayo ba. Because
so
that
when does she use that?
Yeah, every time, all the time. If she always have it in her garden. So whatever galis or whatever, even the dogs, she put the aloe vera in the skin of the dogs.
So any skin irritations, your
Any
mom
skin
use it
irritation,
to
yes.
for healing, or I mean for
For healing, because
closing
it's
the
very
wounds?
good. It's very good for the skin, of course, for also for us, for our skin. But then not every time, not don't let it very dry. Just put it in the skin, and then because if it's very dry, it will give you wrinkles. It will, because when you put it, you can feel that it's like mabindi na tirupam. It can give you wrinkles when you do it always. So it's like once a week or like that, and also very good for the hair. So yeah, it's very nutritious ba kasunod for the hair.
That's what Cesar uses for his hair.
Yeah, that's
and
what I also remember.
Yeah.
I use it for the hair. Yeah, like especially they say it's for strengthening the hair. That's why you can just put the sap in between on your scalp straight. I don't know if that's how you do it, Manong says.
Yeah, I make use of that also for my adungay ti dandruff ko
yeah,
and
yeah,
dry
right.
skin. So I get this up and then rub it on. Wait for it for 30 minutes. Then after that, you could wash. But I find it effective. Even ito saka nga, it usually gets dry and itchy. What I do is I get the aloe vera, the fresh juice, and then just rub it on. It helps.
So you use it for the hair to remove dandruff, and on
dandruff
the
at saka
foot
dry
for
hair.
the dry skin,
Yeah.
especially at the heel. Oh.
And if you could reproduce it, you could sell it in the market. One small plant is €250. And this plant could easily be reproduced.
It's also
Yeah,
good for
it
Philippine
has
power.
suckers.
Yeah.
June, I want to ask, does your mother just give that juice of the sabila?
She opened it, and then get the gel and then slice it and then put honey or something and then give it to the children.
And there's no effect.
And the
You just
effect,
give this as a drink.
yes, it's for good for the cough when they are coughing.
Ah,
She give it to them with honey
okay.
and cinnamon.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and also good for kilikili power.
Oh, you mean for
Yeah.
if you have a body odor?
Yes, it's
So how
Ah.
do you do it? You put
But you have to
the
let
sap,
it dry.
aloe vera sap
just
right under your armpit?
oh, I do not have here. Just open it and then
Rub it.
Oh,
rub
and
it.
rub it. Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah.
How about
let's
you there,
try.
Manong Hill? Do you have a memory about how you used Sabila before?
No, I have a question to Manang Ibon.
Mm.
Because I am looking at the picture of that aloe vera. It's very similar to the magay. Do you know magay, which are plenty
Magoy one.
Magay.
in English?
Mm.
I remember when I was a kid, my father used magay to have a rope for his carabao, for animals. So he has to extract that magay. It's a long one. It's bigger one than
The aloe
aloe
vera.
vera, and usually the juice coming from it or the skin. Uh, uh, he used it, for example, when we are hurt in the skin, or there's a growing how do you call this, a mole, just a small
Seeding?
mole,
Yes, seeding.
Feeding.
seeding one.
Yeah. Oh, a mole.
I
Yeah.
remember that it's what so I think it's in because of the same family with the aloe vera, maybe.
Oh, that one I do not know. We have to research that, I think, because it's my first time to hear that that
Because
you can use that magoy also
I
for
only heard
the
about
sap
aloe
of the
vera
magoy for
here in Spain, but
also for burns or wounds.
burns, I don't remember if they have wounds, yes,
Wounds. Ah, okay. All right. Now that
and
is
that,
an added knowledge.
yeah,
Then, yeah, very good.
but it was maggi, it was not aloe
Agree.
vera.
But you mean that magay can be used to remove the moles?
Yes, it's the what I remember very well that our father usually advised to us and to people to use that, the juice of the maggi.
Magay for.
Must be good.
Yeah. So it turns out we have a lot of uses actually for aloe vera, for hair, for skin burns, even for removing mole, if that is the same as magay, and more. So that's kind of interesting to know. So
Beauty.
as yeah, Manong Rick?
In general, for beauty
Yeah.
purposes.
For
Yeah.
beauty purposes, that's a good
Yes,
conclusion.
hair. Yeah, it's all for beauty.
And
Yeah,
especially for skin.
yeah, that's what Cleopatra is using, aloe vera.
Mm.
Yeah, it started from Cleopatra actually, the aloe vera use.
We can hear from Manong says about the sunflower. Manong says?
Yes, I have a picture of the sunflower. And, I think all of us know how the sunflower looks like.
This one, I have a picture for you.
Talking of sunflower, a childhood experience. You know, when we were children, we didn't have any shoes at all. So we keep on playing and our feet or parts of our body get hurt. Up till now, my toenail is damaged, all because of this. No, when we play, our feet will hit the stones, etc. And the common remedy that we have is to get leaves of sunflower, and then we pound it a bit, and then put a little liquid, and then the liquid that comes out, we let it drip on the wound. And so far, it had been effective. My same toe had been hurt and bleeding several times na may dungpa-dungpa every time we play. And that is what we usually use. Just get the leaves, we spit on it to give the liquid part, and then you squeeze you squeeze the juice over the wound, and it's quite effective. It easily dries, it heals, at the same time it closes the wound. So that's my experience about sunflower as a medicinal plant at an early age. And then later I found out that the sunflower petals and the seeds could be used for treatment of other ailments. Both you take it in or you apply it externally. It's documented, and I found out later when I made a little research that the combination of the seeds together with the petals and even the leaves, these are the three components which could be used for herbal plant. It could be effective for reducing migraine, also goiter. You pound it and then put it over that, then it reduces it. It is used of that they boil, pigsa. It could also be used to cure it, and then it could also be used for reducing fever. If you have poison bites, it could be used and applied externally. And someone said it could also be used to cure the worms inside the stomach. You know, when we were small, we had quite a number of worms, maybe because we're eating rocamote or whatever it is. But later on, I found out, but I haven't yet tried it, that it could be used to clean the stomach of these worms. And then here in Europe, it's popular, the sunflower. Every season ngayon is for sale. And then last year, I tried growing up sunflower, but more for ornamental. But I was able to save seeds. And then I'm planning with my harvest now also to leave to harvest the leaves. The leaves, it could be dried and it could be used for medicinal purposes together with the seeds. Adungay ti mag-collect ngay at the heart of the petal, and all of that is the bud where you could collect quite a number of seeds for use. So that's all about the sunflower. Apart from the beauty that it gives, it is also useful in terms of its medicinal value.
Thank you, Manong says. I have a question. You mentioned about using the sunflower for the neck. And how do you do that? Do you have
goiter,
to
hangko
mash?
Pinapadasan, but I read experiences of others. You know, they get the leaves together with the petal.
Yeah.
Pound it. And then here at the goiter, you apply it. Somehow, I think it will have an effect in maybe the healing element could penetrate the skin and impact on the goiter.
Oh, interesting.
I haven't heard of that. Yeah. Kabayan. Ano na ito yung relatives ko with goiter. But I can't remember this being tried by our people.
And when you mentioned about for the worms, you mean no DJ ag anya digijay? No DJ nga ubing ket adati gas ijay chana? Is that what you meant?
One. It could also be used. Kadijay seeds the sunflower, it got oil. In fact, sunflower oil is sold commercially, but such oil combined with the petals and some leaves could be used for different purposes, including cleansing the stomach of worms, whatever it is.
But you have to take it in. Do you have to drink it? The juice
while others are applied outside the body, skin, the wounds or what. And there are parts which you could still take in. And the most recommended, of course, is the sunflower seeds. Dry it, pound it, and then try to extract oil from it.
Good. Do you have question to what Manong says shared? Or any addition about the use of sunflower? It's interesting.
Yeah, additional as well.
Mhm.
You can use the leaves to cure cough, because when I was small,
Cough.
cough.
Cough,
Because
yeah.
when I was small, I have asthma and I used to have this kind of cough. And my auntie from Bauco came over and she said, why don't you try boiling the sunflower leaves?
Mhm.
And so she made tea out of it, and then she mixed with honey, and then she made me drink it. Yeah, I don't know, but that's what they did to me. They made me drink sunflower tea, but of course it's a little bit bitter. But I think it helped. Yeah, it helped. It helped the cough. At least there's a relief somewhere there.
Do you remember if you have to add water in the?
Yeah, because you have to boil the leaves to make a tea.
Boil for drink, huh?
You have to boil
so
it.
You have to boil it, and then strain the leaves, of course, and the leftover water. That's the tea.
But I suppose without the honey, it is napait.
Yeah, without the honey or the asukar, napait. Yun. And then one time I was running and I was bitten by a dog, and of course we are all kids, and I was bitten in the leg. Kuna day may sanga Ilocano nga inaunano na kami, marapait. Sigurado nga diretso nga panda pinitpiman kat intapa-tapal da. Mayat mata na matiman nga na rabies. Tatibutang ni nga. Siyempre, edi no kasjay kat mabaot ka pa no makagat ka ti aso no masugat ka mabaot ka pa so butbutang mi sige da kaming tinang ag-agas di man di kagat ti aso. Mayat.
And it worked.
It worked.
The wounds, the bites.
So I think because it says even the sunflower can help. It can cure snake bites as well. That's what I read. So I think dog bites also, it's possible.
Nice.
Though we don't have any more sunflower oil because of the Ukraine war.
We have a shortage of sunflower.
But not that sunflower, the wild sunflower we have in the Philippines.
The sunflower they have here also are very big, right? Because I remember the sunflower we have back home are really small. I mean, small leaves and small flowers. And I can relate to what Manong shared about using it for wounds, and what you also shared, Manang Christine, that you use it for wounds. But the other thing I could remember is when we were at school, we use it as a wax for the floor because we don't have floor wax.
And I remember that.
And so what we do is we go, the pupils, we go look for sunflower leaves and patpatam ngay. And then awitan mi samang upon igus-gugus floor, room. And then that's what we use as wax. Samang lampas one. And it
we didn't know it has oil gayam in ya.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't know that. We just used it
turned
like
the floor
that.
shiny.
I remember that also when we were in elementary school. That's what we used. You kuskus mo you scrub it on the floor, and then you use that jalampaso nga diyay. Coconut scrub.
Excellent.
So we did not use
floor wax.
I did not use it so much for wounds, but maybe sometimes the cow defecates on that leaf, and then maybe that cow dung is there on the leaf, so I don't know. Anyway.
So itima natin yung sunflower, both the seeds, the petal, and the leaves could be used. itibintahan na pa the leaves could be dried and it could be used when
sure.
the flower is out of season.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's true. Yeah.
But how do you use the sunflower leaves when it's already dried up?
It could be used for, kasalya yan na
Tea.
it could be used for tea.
You put it in a tea bag. You know, we have this filter bag. You can put it
Okay.
inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is it used for, the tea, as tea?
Tea for cough or just for tea. And it has a vitamin E.
Yeah.
Okay.
Flower has vitamin E. Yeah. And antibacterial properties as well.
One.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
You mean the sunflower in our place?
Yes.
Oh.
The thing is, it's free. It's free. The sunflower, right? It just grows everywhere.
Everywhere.
It's bitter. The only, but if you want to be cured and for free and for
Natural. It's
natural. Sunflower.
Dito pa, kasi lang I researched a bit na component of the sunflower seeds, petal, and leaves. It is rich with proteins, phosphorus, iron, fats, niacin, potassium, sodium, vitamin B complex.
Very good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of
Nakagmulan to no bigat iti kwa. Iti sunflower.
Now we should start planting sunflower.
Ado manong ta adati pagalante ti sunflower oil.
Need a plantation. How about you there, Manong Rick? Do you have any experience with sunflower? Oh, he's on mute.
Nakamute ka, Manong.
You see, the sunflower in our place is different from sunflower that we have here.
Yeah.
Jay amot na lang kat sa Bali. The sunflower we have at home is strong,
Strong
Even
yan tayo.
the kambing do not eat, doesn't say. Hanot nga i-touch the kambing di jay we use it also for wounds, for cuts. Cuts. Now that nasugat kat, pisupit-pitin may idagkat nigat, may cut mo. So, ada talaga ti antibacterial effect na. Nung amin samot nga nabangsit nga mula. Kasi mo talaga mga dati nabangsit mo lang pariyo no dati masugat kanya mi kat sumut lang ti penicillin.
Bangsit.
May cut mo trend.
Bangsit.
Puro napahit.
So
Ayun na
the
nga,
same
bangsit.
ay natin mga bagada.
Jay mararami ti sipa ya Manong Rick.
Yeah.
Mararami ti sipa. Di ba bangsit di ay?
Bangsit ba?
Jay mararami ti sipa.
Bayo
Ito may matlaan din kayo matnuada tinasugat tawan sunflower na ready to get. Isot yan na lang. And then, juice ng pagod. Effective mo, pasalungan na dyan ang dardara.
Dara.
Yeah.
Pati pulot, diba?
Hangag na. You won't wear clothes.
Kastangarad nga betadine.
Right.
Betadine effect.
Interesting. Yeah.
So, ano lang dati ang muda yung mulang minsan we prefer to buy this iodine.
Yeah.
If you
mental.
This is good to know because if you are there in the mountains, then this is what you use. Because you cannot find iodine there, then you can, if there are sunflower plants, then you can always go and get it. That's what happened when we were young.
Yeah,
and after you finish using the sunflower leaves, crushing it on the floor and cleaning the house, or
fertilizer.
You use it as fertilizer now as you throw it back to the nature. Yeah, that was nice. You have anything to add, Manong Hill, about sunflower before we move on?
Yes. as Manong Cesar said, they tried it using for curing or killing or eliminating worms in the stomach. And when in my time, we use it for curing small animals, baby animals like carabao or cow, because you have to prevent that, especially carabao, young carabao, newly born carabao, not to get have worms inside their stomach. So
Worming.
we use the juice that we take the juice. I think we can. We have plenty of sunflowers in the mountains. So we get like something to put, and then open the mouth of the baby carabao. So yeah, to eliminate
the
the
worm.
worm. Yeah, so I think if the animals, it can cure animals, then humans also.
Oh,
Yes.
That's new to me. Yeah.
yeah. Oh, so yeah, they say if it's
Worming.
possible for
Pang-
animals,
pangpurga.
then it's
Pangkasa
possible for
pangpurga.
humans also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pangpurga tigwa di niya
Purga.
worms, stomach worms.
Aya
Good.
pang purga ngagpaisot na
Good.
na DJ. Yeah. Do you have to squeeze a lot because and you need a lot of sunflower, right, to be able to squeeze a lot
You
of
can
juice?
include all the steam and that one because you can pound it
Yeah.
like that.
But that is only for the animals, the worming for animals.
We did it to animals. I didn't have
You
any.
haven't tried it for children.
I did not yet
project among
have an experience in my younger time.
But
Great.
probably it's possible for humans also because it's good for animals. It doesn't have any effect. Yeah.
Nice. So
and one last thing about sunflower, it is also proven that it helps purify the air. I think that is plain among others, katulad dito sa Netherlands, which is quite serious about pollution, etc. You find quite a number of sunflower, but it is also effective in purifying the air.
And we go to the third one, which I think some of us could also relate a lot, and that would be something about the, if you know Damong Maria, they call it a mugwort. To be honest, I only know the English word of Damong Maria when I figure out, oh, what's the English word for Damong Maria? And now I knew it's a mugwort. Yeah.
How does it look like?
This one. I'm gonna show you the picture, and June will share more about this. This one. Can you see this? It looks like
it is called in our language herbaka.
Herbaka.
Okay.
And
That
I
is
saw the kajay bang pansit.
Like a parsley.
Herbaka,
Yeah.
That is herbaka.
Yeah, it look like many other plants or herbs, but June can tell us more about this because you use this a lot, I think, right, June?
We first go to the history about the name. It came from Germany, and it's the queen. It's a plant of the Queen Artemis. That's how it got its name, Artemis, Queen Artemis. It says there that it's the mother of all herbs. Yeah, and then they call it also magic herb, and they call it also the 9th strength herb. So it's but before, on the early days, they use it as from the witch. Do agar aramid jay witch ti asok na. That's what they are putting in.
For the green effect?
Yeah, for the green. The
I
green,
thought
the
that's
green
only
thing,
in the movies.
the green thing that they are, but before, before, they are using that as witchcraft, ano yun? How is that? Pang gamod. They have also here gamod. So, and also, if the sunflower is good for the animals, this is poisonous for animals.
Mm.
It cannot be used for animals. And then here in Limburg, south of the Netherlands, they use it as they make a cross from it. They dry it and then make a cross from it to anti-DJ. I was asking Manang Yvonne what is the name, what we call when you go out with a baby and then you put this thing and so that it will not, the baby will not be, no, adda ngay mangdilaw ijay baby, kas pangarigan.
Oh, kumulita.
Adda,
lagi ko, bawang di entay mo ko nun.
di ba ada di kalugong ti baby ngay kat ada inkabil da nga in as
Dungaw.
as pili da nga something
Dungaw.
da nga
No, mang prevent sin bad spirits.
when
Yes, sir.
when santo anya ka di taawag na di tapnuhaan nga mamamlingan.
Kasi amulet.
Well,
di?
amulet. Yeah, they use as amulet in Limburg.
Oh, talaga?
Yeah, they use as amulet. And then here in the Netherlands, in early days, they use in their salads, tea, soup aroma, and then they just use as salad. And yeah, but because of the bitter taste, people doesn't like it. Okay, and then in China, it's yeah, it's scientifically proven to cure malaria.
Malaria.
Yes, and also, but they are not. Idiubing kami, mabutong kami dito yung plant because they said it is you cannot. It's like a taboo plant for in the Philippines because if you have that one, then the people will thinking maybe you want to abort. You want to abort a baby. Maybe you are pregnant, so that's why you have that. But then, my mother used this as one teaspoon of the juice of this one. She will boil it. A lot of it, and then it will come just 1 teaspoon, and then she will give to a person who is having menstrual cramp, and it will be it will relieve the menstrual cramp and regulate also menstruation. So that's what I have learned. So I have used also because I have painful menstruations, and then that is what I use, and it is very effective. And also my daughter who have always dysmenorrhea, and she used just one teaspoon and it's gone. Until now she have no more dysmenorrhea. So
you boil it, right?
Yes, boil it, or otherwise if you can take it without boiling, just chop it. I mean, tugtug,
Yeah.
so pound it and then squeeze it, and then you take the juice and drink it. And it's very effective because it's proven. I have proven myself. And then, okay, so here in Netherlands, they also use it as antidepressant. And antidepressant and against diarrhea and constipation. And also when you are very tired, you can also take this one, so you can parang vitamin B. It's the effect is vitamin B. And also smoking this weed, this herb has an effect of marijuana, but it's a little bit lighter. It's like if you abuse it, then it's marijuana effect. They also used before all as inaynayon da ijay sigarilyo da ba? Like tobacco.
Mm.
Yeah, because the bitter maybe is the bitter instead of tobacco, they put this one as tobacco. And then it also remove intestinal worms. And if you're nervous, it's also helping. And also blue, ayun na blue, yung itugtugkot na blue.
Bruises.
Oh,
Yeah, bruises, it can also help. Bronchitis, asthma, and kidney problems, and tapos no winter footen. Winter is yung basta very cold foot. That is the regulate the movement of the blood.
Yeah.
Okay, it's growing by creeks and ijay kwa asidagti beach, ijay kwa shore.
Nice.
This one, it's
yung madi.
aguri ka, kay katak ijay kwa.
Saan mo yung laptop mo?
Apay, does it grow near the beach?
Yes, it's growing everywhere.
Oh,
Ah, talaga. I haven't seen it.
I
Because
thought
when you
in the-
mentioned the name
the garden?
Urbaka, I remember,
Look.
yeah, indeed, that's the one we use when during menstruation when you have
Yeah.
dysmenorrhea, but the rest I
Yes.
didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, you can have abortion now if you have too much of that.
Yes.
So you're not allowed
That's
to
why.
drink if you're pregnant.
Yeah, that's why we are very afraid of that before, because they said it's not good. But then it's because yeah, they nga rod ko na why do you have that? Yeah, if you drink that, maybe you are pregnant. People are yeah, but actually it's a very good cure for menstruation cramps, dysmenorrhea. That is the only thing I
Dysmenorrhea.
know. Yeah, but here they use it for anxiety because here in the Netherlands, a lot of people are depressed and like that.
Do you know how do they use it for anxiety? Do they like smell it or make it a tea or?
There is
Smoke it.
yeah, it is in the stores, but people don't use it. They use
Am I losing or June is losing?
in stores. They have it,
Oh, you're cutting, June. Mhm.
and also they have. I also saw that they sell it as. I can order it if I wanted, but I can also pluck it from the. I can also pick it from the mountain, so I do not have to buy a plant from it.
Yeah.
So,
Do you recognize this plant, Manang
I-
Yvonne?
I think I saw it in the. It's more. I
It's
saw it
small.
more in the Philippines. Because
Right.
according to that book of Leonard, it grows. It is found in all islands and provinces throughout the Philippines, and especially it is cultivated, but sometimes it escapes, so it can be found anywhere. And it is usually it grows at an elevation of 2,300 meters.
Ah,
Yeah, so it's very common in the Cordillera, and like
Yeah.
June said, I think it's mostly used for those with
Menstruation.
menstrual problems, especially dysmenorrhea. And the dosage here, according to Leonard, is you get 5 grams of the fresh leaves and then you steep it like tea and then you drink it, or you get 1 teaspoon of the fresh juice
yes.
of the Damong Maria.
But the thing is, there are two kinds. Two kinds in the Netherlands. There are two kinds of this in the some basta nga agtubtubo. There are two kinds. So you can have mistake. The other one, I have two here. The other one is green. The other one have green stem. If you see this one, green. And
Yeah.
the other one have violet.
Oh, okay.
Brown, violet,
Yeah.
violetish. So this one is have the same effect, but then not everything that with the green one, it's not mas basit ti agasan na dito kaysa jay.
The effect is better with that other one.
Yes,
So where do we see it here in the Netherlands? Along the
Yeah.
beach?
along the beach. Kan along the basta at the pidano.
Oh,
Eh?
Ganun.
yeah.
Thank you. That's pretty interesting stuff. Do you recognize that too, Manong Rick? The mugwort at your place? Either in
I don't know,
Philippines
but
or
maybe
here?
along the river,
Mm.
the creek,
River. Oo.
Yeah.
maybe.
Nagad adu.
But to me, it smells like the kunami nga nabangsit. Matlamat
Yeah, it smells also like that. Mas labang bangsit mutlaong.
Yeah, but so I think it's the same properties with the sunflower.
With the
Sa
sunflower.
Napait-pait.
Uy,
Yeah.
basta napait.
Anusan?
I see, ma-remember ko gano'n diso. But we do not touch kasi ang moving na pa. Wala, tinaman namin nga ang makikin malagip ko ko dito ko ubing matlaan ita. But we never use it as agas. Ta bastante muti sunflower ganun.
I didn't know that it is growing in the Netherlands also. So what I did is nagpauitak ngay nagpaalaak ijay Pilipinas tikas to tapos inmulak ijay garden ko ijay pangir nga balay. Tapos idi na panak ijay beach kas lakas to no DJ ko. Tapos we have in the Google you can have you picture the plant and then it will say what kind of plant it is and what it is, what is the uses. And then I compared it with my plant from the Philippines. It's just the same.
So it is, yeah. So you discovered that it's also here, in
Yes,
the Netherlands.
yes.
Yeah.
And here it's a lot of uses.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. Manong Hill, you have something to add too?
I never saw that in the Philippines, I think. But here I think it is very similar to the parsley that
Yeah.
we use it every day, but
Parsley.
it's more the
Oh.
leaves are more larger. But I think we have it here in in the mountains where we
Yeah,
go
it
walking.
grows in the mountains.
Yeah, you can notice it because it's usually it have 5 fingers, something like that. So you think pagkamali ang mga kaslakwa,
Marijuana.
Maria.
Marijuana.
Mapait.
It actually looks like it, right? It looks
Yeah.
like the
It's not like
marijuana
marijuana.
and also the
Yeah.
parsley.
Because parsley also, if you consume more than you have to consume, it's also not good for the health. Parsley.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and this also I mentioned that this is good for the kidney, for cleaning the kidney. So it's like parsley. Parsley cleans the kidney also.
Yeah.
Right.
They use as tea.
Mabalin mausar that empty kwa makan malang but limited.
They put it in salads.
Yeah.
The tip they
Salad.
put it in salads. Yeah, that was before, but this time not anymore because it's bitter. People don't like bitter.
Okay, interesting. So again, thank you for sharing. That's all about the mugwort or
Mugwort.
damong Maria or the urbaca. They call it urbaca, right? And we move on to the next medicinal plant. If you can recognize or do you remember the use of kuchay? Kuchay, or in English is chives. If anyone can remember this plant, let me see if I can.
For wound mutla.
Because this one, you see this one, if you can remember the flower, but I remember these green leaves, and it also smells strong. It has this strong smell, right? And I remember when I was back home, we usually use this to For some reason, when you have a black eye, you chop it up, and then
Yeah.
you use it. You use the whole thing that is mashed, and then put it on your eye, and then
Yes.
it helps with the easing the black eye on your eyes. That's what I can remember that we used it before.
So is this easy to plant in the Philippines, or you find
Yes,
it everywhere?
You can
Yeah,
find
it's
it
just
everywhere.
like the onions, manang. You cut the top and then the remaining roots, you just put it in a flower pot or anywhere with soil.
Like green onions.
Yeah, like the green onions.
Yeah,
It's
exactly,
a
because
combination
they belong to the, they call it the allium vegetable. So the
Yeah.
onions and these
It's like-
chives.
Types.
It's
Yeah.
like a combination of garlic and onion.
Onions.
Yes,
Ah.
my mother. I always use my mother because that's her.
Mayat nga
So
may
I-
loob ti karnin ti aso day pa.
Yeah, and then if
Huh?
we have bukol, of course, we always tug our head somewhere, and then she put this one as to ease the bukol.
Oh, when you hurt for
Chive,
like
yes,
bumps,
chive.
when
Yeah.
for example
Yes,
you
Yeah.
you hurt
Yeah.
yourself and like to
Yeah,
like
because
a
it's
pad.
warm.
Mm.
Yeah, it's warm. That's why it helps put down the bump. It
Yeah.
reduces inflammation.
Mm, nice. But
Yeah.
I mentioned like it's used to like ease of the black eye, but as I was reading also about the use of chives, it's actually good for the eyesight. This one because of the nutrients that it contains, just like the onion. Yeah, we
And
eat it
leeks.
like how we eat it, and
Yeah.
here they know now we are eating this as like as an ingredients as we add onions and stuff, but according to studies you can also eat it as a whole and it gives more effect. Yeah, but of course the taste might not be as good as when it's added with other ingredients for the food. But what's interesting, this is good for improving your eyesight and also brain function, so that's an interesting
Yeah, they say also it's good for sleep and bone health
oh yes,
Yeah.
for sleeping. So
and sleeping. Yeah, and also for anti-cancer. It
Yeah.
has an effect. Yeah,
have you ever used this back home, Manang Christine?
yeah, for food.
For food? Mm.
Yeah,
Betan.
yeah.
Betan.
If we don't have the leeks and we only have the onions, that's what we mix with fried rice.
And yeah, I think even the fried rice of the Chinese, when you buy that fried rice, I think they put chives.
Yeah, they have chives as well. If you don't have the green onions, they use the chives.
Betan na tulungan ni Cesar na chives.
Yeah, I because when
Yeah.
I was in China also, they always make these dumplings, right?
Yeah,
And they have
yeah.
this chives dumpling, and I like it very much because the smell is so strong, but it also looks it tastes very delicious with the dumplings, like a kuchay dumpling. If you want to say
Oh my God.
chives dumpling. Yeah.
O
That's-
siya, dati,
Ada muna na nga chives.
dati
Oh.
wala ka chives.
Namni
Uh, 2 days ago. So I
Hmm.
expect it to grow maybe next week.
How did you
Oh.
plant that, Manong says? From where? A bulb? Or, I'm sure everyone has their own experiences about the bitter gourd, and feel free to share what you have. Of course, for me, what I remember about the bitter gourd is a very good superfood to eat because of the nutrients you can get from it. So, Manong Rick, do you have anything to share about the bitter gourd?
But
Yung bulong.
Masida lang
Buta mo dito.
Exactly. That's only what I know. Like we use it for
No,
Masida.
but when I was a student with the Ilocano priest, our professor Ilocano priest, he used also the shoots, so the young leaves of the ampalaya, they pound it to give it to a young born baby.
Or
Yeah.
And-
Yes.
Young born baby.
Yes.
Yeah, according to him, is it helps in the purification of the blood of the baby. Suti kunada.
Mm-mm.
And so when the baby was just born, they immediately prepare one and give a little drop, not too much, but that helps in strengthening or purifying the blood of the baby. But scientifically, was it proven or not? I know that the Ilocano people, if they have been doing that, they're strong and healthy, so it must have been very effective.
Do you know how they do it? Do they also like alandalang di jay juice na, or they have to
Jay
boil
juice
it too?
No, I don't know, but according to what he shared with us,
I have done that.
so the bayuin
They
da,
found
and then
it.
some drops of the liquid.
Bayun. Yeah.
I have done that.
So only the little of it, not the
Mm.
spoonful, siguro. Kasi kung ano ba nga, little few drops on the tongue of the baby.
For the baby. Mm.
Yeah, I
So,
have done that with my 2 kids because my mother asked me to do it to strengthen the immune system of the babies. And it's true. I don't know, maybe, yeah, I just did it, but yeah, they are yeah, strong. They are not sickly and no allergies. And one more thing is, yes, to purify their blood and so that they will not be like anemic and like that. And one thing more is so that they are not very, they have na inability na kanunda. So yeah, but the important thing is so that the immune system will strengthen.
It's only the leaves, right?
Yes.
That you pound.
Yes, you give it to newborn baby because they don't taste it.
Only to newborn baby, and when they turn 1, 2, you don't give them anymore.
They don't swallow it.
Okay, because babies can eat anything.
Yes.
Okay, good. You have some thoughts here, Manang Yvonne, about the bitter gourd?
Yes, not really. Studies have shown in many countries that as a traditional medicinal plant, it is used for diabetes, lowering the blood sugar. So whether that is true or not, many people have used it. So probably mixing it, using it as food, and not really biting the or taking the leaves, or making tea from the leaves, or using that plant to make tea, but to cook it regularly, and then I think that helps to lower the blood sugar. And so and I think in the Philippines, where there is now a push for the use of medicinal plants, they have for example used, if you I don't they have made the tablets out of ampalaya, and it is being sold.
Yeah.
Ampalaya tablets. So you have this ampalaya plus, and I don't know what is the plus there, but it's mostly ampalaya, and I think people buy them for at least as a nutritional supplement. And we also have this ampalaya tea, I think, that are put into tea bags. But I think for me, there is what we call the bitter principle, and ampalaya is one that you have to get used to. It is not something that everyone eats. I think if you give it to the Dutch people, or those in the Western countries who are not used to that bitter taste, they will not like it. But some do. But it is common to us in the tropical countries, where there is the ampalaya is commonly grown. Anyway, so that's what it is used for. If you take it, that bitter principle I was talking about, it is used to detoxify materials in the liver. So it's good to eat ampalaya regularly. The only thing is, with us, it's very expensive here.
Yes, it's
If you-
14 euro per
Yes,
kilo.
if you buy the, if you go to the store, for example, I go to it's mostly, I buy it usually from the
Asia.
Chinese toko or the Vietnamese toko stores, and the 1 kilo is 8 euro.
Wow.
Oh,
Or even
wow.
10, yes.
Dito
That's why they now in the Vietnamese tokos, they have this frozen ampalaya, so that's what I buy.
Mm.
Ang ina.
Four or less.
Is that the same with the ampalaya in the Philippines, Mana?
Yes, yes, but especially the one that that is shown in the picture, I think that I prefer that one. The more bitter it is, the more I like it.
Yeah, me
Especially
too.
for
I don't really like
munggo.
the bitterness. I like the bitter.
Yes.
Isa nga dito yung diabetes tukat kwa many years, but it is manageable and controlled kasi we eat this parya. Pero since it's expensive, it also affects me.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
Your pocket?
Affects the pocket. Yeah, yeah.
Gangwa, Italy, as well as I suppose in South Europe, ado na gijay
Spain.
kakailian tayo, Spain, who
why
are
Spain?
growing ampalaya.
Correct.
And I asked someone from Milan to send me a bag of ampalaya seeds in bunubun ko, adamati duwang agtubtubo.
Oh, good.
When
Oh.
already, I remember Hill dita Barcelona, Rita
Yes.
Amakid. One time when we were there during a women's meeting, that was way back in 1991, they got some ampalaya and we mix it with munggo. Ay, apo nag-imas.
Yeah,
We have
because they
plenty.
have warm weather over there.
We have plenty here of ampalaya,
Oh,
especially
see?
now during
Yes.
summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We plant our kababayans plant it here,
You have nice weather over there. It's good for the
including the
ampalaya.
leaves. During winter time, we have also imported ones. It's it's already that's more expensive.
Mhm.
But the ones planted here are more affordable, including they have already the leaves. So for Filipinos, it's complete. It's a complete good nga masida.
oh.
Especially for
Shout out to Heidi Marcelo Hardenberg. Agpa-reserve kayo kanon. Si
ay,
Ampalaya.
dati mula, ay, adan.
It punto no apit nak ko na.
Oh, sana.
You tell Heidi we can visit her and
Heidi,
get the ampalaya.
Bilangam da kami.
Oh, yeah.
Reserve for us, please.
Heidi is our kadamot lang dito yung Manong Hill ka Manong Rick. And the last time we went to their place, nag-harvest
Nag-apit.
kami ti mula na nga. Ampalaya. Hindi yung malaking ano.
Opo.
The board, tabungaw.
Yeah, tabungaw. Tabungaw.
And also shout out to manang ate ko, Jovika, ha? Ang ko mai-pronounce. Anyanagan mo?
Jocelyn.
Jocelyn.
Mm.
Oh, thank you for watching. Sige nga rin,
nice.
Heidi, Oh.
Sige, agmula-mula kita.
Wala ka pa, baka may bumayo.
You're
Nice.
lucky.
Agkat katawa pa permiti pag-aaknan sa agkat yung pakayan.
I think, how about in Belgium, Manong Rick? Mayat ba nga agmula ti paryadita? Ampalaya?
Adamati kailan yung magmulmulan to eh. So from time to time we get some leaves. Good. Na.
Mulmula ka na.
Ni Feli, right?
Fili,
Nani
I
Feli?
don't know, pinalas na, but it's good for them for the consumption. Pero na dati extracted, i-share naman.
Oh, nice. That's
Naman dati na dumangay nga kasla nga ikablat the greenhouse, dapat adamat.
In a greenhouse. Oo.
Yeah.
Di pa nga mainitan.
Circulated.
Oo, mainitan lang ta greenhouse. Kasla lang dito greenhouse sa Netherlands.
When napudot ija unag. Yeah. So
When, and it's very green na imas na talaga at awan mati pa na insecticide na magsitsitan.
yeah.
I see summer plant.
Nice. So thank you
We
all.
can benefit from the medicinal effect.
Mhm.
Instead of going for dialysis, di dalaman tigatanan tayo.
It's cheaper.
Good. It's good to
I would
Yeah.
100% agree with that. So only
Yes.
if we have this big garden to plant all this, I would really do so.
Yeah, that's the problem here in
Yes.
Netherlands. We only plant in pots.
Yeah. Mm.
We
And
don't have enough space.
about Erbaka, I go back to Erbaka. I was wondering why is it winter is gone, and then my Erbaka that I planted from the Philippines came back again, and I didn't know that it's just it's like here, it's just the Erbaka here, so it came back again. So okay, it can stay in the winter even if it was -10. And then
Oh, but you put it inside.
outside.
Outside.
I
Oh.
planted it outside, and then when the winter came, it dies. And then when it's over, it came back again. So
Oh,
Yeah, yung
It
arbaka.
must be a perennial, it must be a kind of perennial plant.
yeah.
I
It
thought
It's
I
just
thought-
like
It flies out, it comes out again as
comes
long as
out
yeah.
don't touch the soil.
because
So-
the roots are alive.
They're
Yes.
always alive
Yeah.
under.
Under, yeah.
So
But
when
it
we
must be-
visit you, June, you prepared the arbaka
Yes.
because we will get some of your plants.
I left
Well, good bata-bata.
I left the plant in the other house.
Oh,
If I have a chance to go there and take it, then I will take.
you will
You
get
go
it.
get
Okay,
it.
good.
And I will
Okay,
plant it in the
everyone,
mountain.
because of time, then we have to wrap up our IP talks. It's a very interesting talk, and it's always so
Yeah.
nice to hear from everyone and listen to everyone's experience. We would like to thank you, Manong Hill, Manong Christina, Manong Rick, Manong Yvonne, Manong Ses, and June. And thank you for sharing your thoughts, and also for those who joined us online. So to wrap up, we have talked about 5 medicinal plants that we hope we would be able to plant it in our own backyard and also be able to utilize the use of them.